right now we are in the planning stages for next year. And we are not just for my own business, but we're helping our clients plan out their 2026. So this is perfect timing for you to get 3 must do moves so that you can start to really build momentum starting now for 2026. Okay. Welcome to this week's marketing session. Like I said, we're going to talk all about how to prepare right now for 2026 and the moves that you can do starting like as soon as we get off this call so that you are ready to start 2026 and you're actually starting that momentum today. You're not waiting until January. Okay. This is an exercise that can really like catapult your year next year if you do this. And what I'm going to share with you are the top 3 pieces to this, but I'm going to be super transparent with you. There's more to this. All right. So let's dive in. I'm curious, how many times have you said to yourself, I'll figure it out after the holidays, right? Or it's holiday season. No one is talking about business. No one is buying. They're just dealing with, getting their families together and doing all of the fun events and Christmas shopping or Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. And I'm just going to start in January. I know I've said it. I've definitely said it when it comes to like working out, right? Every year I see the same trend happening, and it's not a really good trend where entrepreneurs, they hit that pause button, they stop posting, they stop showing up, they stop making offers, they stop getting on calls, and then they spend January trying to hit that restart button and their business goes cold. Because here's what happens. What you do now is going to actually show up within the next 60 to 90 days. It's just like working out or dieting, or, you're changing your eating habits or your sleeping patterns or whatever it is. Or, maybe you are sleep training a baby. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight. And so if you wait until January to plan your marketing, you're already going to be behind, because if you wait until January, really nothing is going to show up until about March or April. And now you're into second quarter, right? So do you really want to wait until second quarter for your business to pick up? I don't think so, right? So your 2026 success does not actually start in January. It can start right now, but you have to make a decision. In today's training, I'm going to walk you through 3 really simple but powerful marketing moves that you can start making today to get the ball rolling into the new year with momentum, with clarity, and with actual cash flow, not with more chaos. First thing that you can do, right? This is what I call a visibility reset. Okay. You want to reignite your audience before you can sell to them. And the biggest mistake that I see people making right now is that they're going silent, or you're posting a bunch of crap that nobody cares about. Like, you're not speaking to your audience in a way that's resonant, right? And so the biggest mistake is going silent. A second mistake is just posting a bunch of crap just to post because somebody told you that you need to be posting more than once a day, or consistency to you means quantity over quality, right? So what's going to happen if you continue to do that, or if you continue to stay silent, is that when January rolls around and you're trying to show up and sell, your audience is like, who the hell are you again? Right? So visibility always comes first before conversions. And so if you want to start selling more in 2026, starting in January, the warm up starts now. It's like the pre-party. This is the pre-party to first quarter of 2026. Not January. In January, if you think that's going to be the pre-party, it's actually going to be the post-party of first quarter. Okay, so here's how to do it. The first thing is you want to audit what you've been posting. So literally, when I say audit, you want to go through your content, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them, wherever you're at. Okay, it doesn't matter. You want to look at your last 10 posts and which ones actually created engagement or conversations is better, a better KPI to look at, honestly. Okay. And then you want to start doing more of those. That's the first part to this. The second part, start going live. I'm going to tell you, if you are not going live, if you have not started going live, I'm not just talking about recorded videos. I'm talking about live, like what I'm doing right now. Live once a week, different topic every week, but a topic that relates to something that you offer. Okay. It's not to talk about your offer. It's something that relates to your offer, to the problem that your offer solves, which is what your ideal clients are actually searching for, right? They're searching for solutions to their problems. Once a week, go live for about 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Once a week, try to choose the same day of the week, same time. Make it consistent for your audience. And then the third part of this is use engaging content, things like polls, things like mini stories. I'll give you a really good one. So tonight, does anyone watch The Diplomat? Oh my gosh, season 3 starts tonight. If you don't know, I have been waiting forever for it to come out. Well, guess what? I posted about it. Do you think that has anything to do about business? If you read my post, it actually does. Talk about trending things that are like happening in real life, right? Like I just posted also that, did you know that 6-7 is getting banned from certain schools, that you can't say it? I mean, things that are engaging to start sparking conversations with your audience. Meaningful things that are resonant. And no, they do not always have to tie back into business. If you can weave it into business creatively, that's great, but they don't always have to. All right. That's the first part to this, right? Is the visibility reset. Okay. The second move that you can start doing right now is auditing your offer, what you're selling and how you're selling it. Okay. So this is actually a big one. Stop selling what you don't want to actually deliver, which is something that I have over the years. You heard me say Hype Media has been around now for 17 years. Over the years, I have stopped selling certain things. I used to actually create and build chatbots for clients. You guys know what chatbots are? Like automated bots that, for example, like let's say you are reading a post on Instagram and the post gives a call to action, like, say the word video if you want access to this. And as soon as you say the word video, a comment pops up under your comment that says, great, I'm going to send you a DM right now. I used to build those on autopilot through AI technology like years ago for clients, and I charged thousands for them. Well, I stopped selling that because it was such a headache with so much red tape when it wouldn't trigger, and Facebook and Instagram changed policies, blah, blah, blah. I still use it for myself, but I don't build them for companies anymore. To me, it was just like too much. I got burnt out on those. So I don't do that. Another thing, because I'm doing prep work for my own business, I will mentor and coach, but no longer as an agency. I'm no longer going to take on startups. We had a really great year in 2024 working with a business consulting firm that only worked with startup companies, and our agency blew up. Well, guess what happened to a lot of those startups? When they ran out of money, the first thing that gets cut is marketing. And they ran out of money and they didn't follow through with the things that they were supposed to do in order to let us help them help us grow their business. And I actually used to have a thing where I said you had to be an established business. Like there are some pre-qualifications to work with us as an agency client, but I stepped away from that because I thought that there was great potential, and it was for a little bit, but guess what happened? Those clients went away. And there's a lot of other internal issues that happen with big startup companies too. You have to deal with board members and like all of that crap. And so that is something that moving forward, I'm no longer going to do. Not as far as a done for you agency. Will I mentor startups? Absolutely. Will I do consulting? Absolutely. But we will not take on their full blown like done for you marketing services. So start to think about what are the things that were burning you out that you no longer want to be promoting. Okay. Before you start mapping out your launches or promotions for next year, that is what you need to do. And there's a few things that you can ask yourself. The first one is, what offers did I sell this year that felt aligned and profitable? Okay. Like for example, for us, we love bringing people into our vault membership, our business marketing vault. Now, is it profitable? No, that's not where we make the bulk of our income, but I make a huge impact to those people. I know that I do, and my team does. So you also want to think like, it's not just only profitability, right? But if you have multiple revenue streams, which we do, we have the agency side, and then we have the coaching, consulting, and mentorship side, you need to really like feel out, what do I really love to do? And if I love to do this, but it's not that profitable, do I have something else that I can do that's related, maybe a higher ticket offer or service that is is profitable that will still allow me to do this, right? So that's why we have opened up the business marketing lab, the Vault, because although it's not profitable, I mean, as an agency client, our retainers start at about $3,500 a month. Okay. The Vault, it's only $97 to come in for your first month. After that, it's $197 a month, right? That's not super profitable, but it's aligned to me because I really love the impact that I can make with entrepreneurs just like yourself in there, right? So I will continue to do that. Now on the agency side, I told you no more. We're not going to be working with startups anymore, right? Also, another question you can ask yourself, what offer or product drains you or what flopped, right? So for us, I've done many, for example, workshops, paid and free. So I'm going to actually be auditing which one did I actually have more fun at because I love doing live workshops, but which one actually was more profitable too. And so I have to think about that. And I'm actually going to pencil it in on my calendar the next time that I'm going to do one. And then the third question that you can ask yourself is which offers, products, services are you going to keep? Which ones are you going to simplify? And which ones do you want to raise the price on? Okay. Write them all down. You have to document this. And then you want to star the ones that are going to be part of your core offers in 2026. Those are going to be the true money makers. And if you have a passion in doing something, but it's not super profitable, but you can find something to compensate, right? Find another offer service to compensate. To me, that is actually still a money maker because I'm more excited about it, right? And the more excited you get about something, the more money that you make at it and the bigger impact that you'll make. So then what you want to do is you want to figure out, this is where like the marketing part comes in, right? From there, you need to figure out the direction of your marketing for that. Because if you're trying to sell 10 different things at once, you're never going to create consistent demand for one of them. Okay. So narrow it down, decide what's staying, what's retiring, and what might be reborn again next year. Now, for those of you that sell actual products, remember, it's not the product that people are buying. Like people aren't buying the physical product. Okay. What they're buying is the result. So if you sell multiple products, it's not about promoting multiple products. It's about promoting the result. Okay. And you have a catalog of products that can help with that result, right? But that's the type of marketing that you want to think about, not promoting each specific product. All right. The third move that you can do starting now to build momentum for 2026 is you want to start setting the rhythm, not a resolution later on. And here's what I mean. You want to start like mapping out your marketing, right? This is where business owners overcomplicate things. They want to do all the things, and momentum doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing things consistently and with strategy and with focus. So here's what I would do. There's 3 parts to this. The first one is pick one weekly visibility activity to do once a week. And this is where, for me and what I teach and how honestly I have built the online portion of my business, live video. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second part is choose one conversion activity to do per month. Here's what I mean. It could be a live workshop. It could be a collaboration. It could be launching like a new offer, service, or product. And maybe it's not brand new, but you can make it sound brand new. Okay. But focus on just one per month. It could be a different one per month, but just one per month, not like 5 per month. Okay. And then the third part is pick a daily connection habit. This is a big one that I train, I teach, we implement for our own clients. I've been hardcore on this recently myself, personally. You could do just 15 minutes, but every single day, block out time for a CEO revenue action. Okay. And connections is one of those. Take 15 minutes out of your day and follow up with people, make offers to them, whether it's paid or free, by the way. Okay. But the idea here is you need to start getting in a habit of actually, like in the real world, like offline world, this is called prospecting. And, coming from a sales and advertising background, this is what we used to have to do. Like we had to, when I was at iHeart, we had to have a certain amount of businesses that we were talking to every single day. And we had to report back to our boss. Well, guess what? You are your own boss. So would you fire yourself if you were an employee right now, or would you keep yourself on payroll? If you are telling yourself, you're doing a gut check and you're like, I would probably fire myself, then you need to get your ass in gear. Okay. And if you do this every day, Monday through Friday, day. I would say at minimum 3 times a week, but I tell you 5 days a week because 5 days a week means 2 days a week for most people, right? But do this at least 5 days a week, 15 minutes or an hour if you can, which I call Ignite Your Power Hour, okay? Where you are hyper focused in making new contacts, like reaching out to new contacts, following up with people, responding to emails, DMs, all of that stuff. This could literally like make you a sale every single day. What if you could get a sale every single day? How would you feel about that in your business? This is how you do it, not just by posting content. That's very passive. You need to activate, okay? So those are the 3 moves. The first one is it's a visibility reset. All right. So audit what you've been posting, what's getting the most engagement, show up live again and use engagement content. Okay. The second move is do an offer audit. Decide what you're going to keep, what you're not going to keep for next year and go full force with what you're going to keep. And then the third move is creating a momentum map for you. So doing these 3 things. Number 1 is going live weekly or choose something else to do weekly that is going to really heighten your visibility. Maybe it's a podcast, all right, with someone else's podcast, okay? I would choose going live because it takes a little bit to actually make sure that you can get on a podcast every single week, and that is extra work. The second one is pick one conversion activity to do per month. Maybe it's 1 workshop per month, 1 masterclass per month. I'll tell you this really quick about this part. So 2 years ago, my business coach challenged me to do a masterclass once a month for 12 months. And I did it. The same masterclass. All I did was like change the title every month. I have to tell you, that was one of our highest years of coaching clients. And those things work. Now we started getting really busy with the agency again. So I had to cut back on doing those masterclasses. That's why you see me do my workshops once a quarter or so, right? But I am starting to think as I'm doing my own audit that I'm going to be starting to do masterclasses once a month again, right? And then pick a daily connection habit to do. And my suggestion, which could literally get you 1 sale every single day, is to spend at least 15 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, connecting with people, following up with people, making offers. Okay. And that's it. If you just do these 3 moves consistently between now and January, you are going to start 2026 with a warm audience, with clear offers, with a marketing rhythm that's always going to be in motion, and it's already going to be in motion. And you're not going to feel like you're resetting yourself, right? Because momentum doesn't come just from the planning. It comes from actual action and moving. Okay. So the truth of all of this too is that it's really hard to do it all alone without getting feedback from someone else. All right. Bye guys.